Well, I had to make an apology before I introduce our next guest for the Bush supporters and the Kerry supporters out in the audience. I didn't know we were going to have our third candidate here tonight. A guy named Jack, I guess is running for president. And due to equal time, I'm probably going to get a call from either the Kerry or Bush camps wondering why they didn't get equal time tonight. Jack, you gotta let me know the buttons are going to be out there, okay? Well, he's made a presence known here tonight, and I just met Jack over the phone a month or so ago, and had a nice conversation with him. Again, he was very gracious in receiving the honor, wondered if I had called the wrong number, and I told him no, you're going to be in Allendale in April, and you're going to come and accept this award. And he was very gracious. I'm very honored to receive this award. And like I said, as the alumni director, it's very great to hear those words come out of people's mouth, that they're surprised that their university is recognizing them. I won't read the write-up on Jack. You have read that already. Jack's resume, his honors that he's had throughout his career are second to none. He's had an outstanding career in the law profession, and is one of the first graduates of Grand Valley to attend law school. That's quite an honor to have. He was graduated in 1969. He's remained loyal to his university, and it's really a privilege tonight to be able to call him up here to recognize him as our distinguished alum for 2004. Jack?
The answer is? You go with reverse order of seniority. then here, and this got me into school, into law school. The first law school that I was accepted at was 1968. That's when I think President Zumberg left and President Lovers came. President Zumberg and I, and this is absolutely true, I have letters to prove it. I have a box full of awards I received here. Student of the Year, Dean's List, Student Government Leader, and so forth. And in my second year, I received a letter from him, "I want to see you." So I went in, and he said, "What is it? I'm told you won't meet with your high school counselor." I said, "That's right." "Why not?" Well, I explained why not, you might guess. And he said, "Would you do me a personal favor?" Well, of course. I don't know how many of you remember President Zumberg, but what a distinguished man. He said, "I want you to meet with him." Okay. After that, every single term, I got a call from his secretary, "Come in, have tea." And I did. And when I was going through that box in preparation for this, his last act here, he wrote me a letter saying, "I have placed a letter of recommendation in your file." I never picked up that letter. So for some of you who still work here, give me a copy of that. Then I got into Illinois, and then I got into Kansas next. I said, "Oh, I'm on a roll." So then I applied to 12 more. I got into 11 of them. Michigan, Harvard, Yale, and so forth. Columbia was the quickest. I shouldn't say that because the dean went to Columbia, but I applied on Friday, they called me on Tuesday and told me I was in. And I said, whoa, all this is due to Grand Valley. All this is due to Grand Valley. There isn't a day goes by somehow or another I don't think about Grand Valley. Okay? I could have gone to the other schools that had offered me basketball scholarships. And I'm not going to name Old Dominion and William and Mary. And I didn't play here. I don't know if Carol remembers this, but I got an awful whack right in the face and blood was coming out of everywhere. And I said, "Hey, heck with this." Of course, I had an A average. That boy, what are they going to throw me out? I didn't play, and I've never been sorry. They chose us to be house mother and house father of a big girls' dorm, and that was exciting. And yeah, Carol would go down and throw them out. I'd go up and inspect the apartments, make sure they were clean. You remember that sort of stuff? Bill Elziga, who went on to be dean out of some obscure school in the West, he was our RA. And Kent Fisher was an RA in one of the boys' buildings. 1 minute. Kent Fisher came here in 1964. He and Zumberg left in 1968. I don't really quite know the relationship there. I always thought there was a posse involved somewhere. And he left things behind. He left so fast. And I took some of those things into my possession. And I was using those things. One thing had a big KF on it. Can't fix it. And other kids came and they took that thing. I said, "Hey, that's mine." They didn't have KF on it. I said, "What's your name?" I said, "Kent Fisher." They said, "Oh, okay." I took that item home and I put in front of that K a J, A, C. And after that F, I put a P, O, F. And I changed that F into an A. So there, you've written there. Get that big old package there, the silver one. We are returning this to Kent Fisher. Take it out over this one. The flowers belong to my wife. There is a storage charge of $608.
They now belong to my wife.
I'll take care of it, Stanton.
Jack, you should have. It's my first football.
In the movie, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, in the They say, what did he just say? He said, I love San Dimas. What did I just say? I love Grand Valley. Don Campbell told me the hardest thing to do is to end the speech. I always said, just like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I can do it in 3 words. Party on, dudes!
I do have a letter of congratulations to read to Jack. You mentioned that in your speech, the Seegers. Bill and Mary Seeger couldn't be here this evening, but they did send me a communication that they would like me to read to you, Jack. We are delighted that Jack has been selected for this much-deserved honor. Dismayed that we are unable to be with you all in person, and perhaps a bit nervous about what comments he might make about us in our absence. In Jack's first quarter at Grand Valley, he was a student in the first course Mary taught at the college, freshman English. Both of us were his German instructors, and he and Carol visited us in Austria in the distant past. We have followed this career with admiration and pride, and we must also mention that we are honored to be the godparents of his daughters. Congratulations to you, Jack. We'll look forward to hearing from you about this evening's celebration and having a celebration of our own when we can all meet personally. So that's from Bill and Mary Seeger. Well, that concludes this evening's portion of the program. Again, we'd like to thank you very much for taking the time to come out and honor Linda and Jack. It's great to hear from both of you. I think you gave us some good things to think about. And again, I can't thank you enough for feeling the way that you do about Grand Valley and promoting it in your everyday life. To hear you say that it touches your mind every day is really a strong statement. And we're honored that you have been selected for these awards. Again, thank you very much and congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow at commencement. Thank you.